God bless you. My name is Pastor Harris Kakalides, and you're watching here in the program, Gain to Know Jesus. And one of the questions that was asked is, what does it mean when the Bible refers to Canaan, land flowing with milk and honey? This phrase is used 20 times in the Bible. In the Old Testament, 19 times is in reference to Israel, and once is in reference to Egypt. It means fruitfulness, vegetation, a land of produce. When the 12 spies came back to Moses and all Israel, they said this phrase and brought some of the produce of the land. Numbers 13, verse 26 to 27. Now they departed and came back to Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. They brought back word to them and to all the congregation and showed them the fruit of the land. Then they told him and said, we went to the land where you sent us. It truly flows with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Dathan and Abiram called Egypt a land flowing with milk and honey, and mocked Moses for not bringing them to the promised land, which they mentioned is flowing with milk and honey in the time frame they expected. Numbers 16, verse 12 to 14. And Moses went to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, but they said, we will not come up. Is it a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, that you should keep acting like prince over us? Moreover, you have not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you put out the eyes of these men? Would not come up. We will not come up. We will not come up. Ezekiel, after mentioning the phrase as the glory of all the lands, in Ezekiel 20, verse 6, on that day I raised my hand in an oath to them to bring them out of the land of Egypt into a land that I had searched out for them, flowing with milk and honey, the glory of all the lands. Ezekiel 20, verse 15. So I also raised my hand in an oath to them in the wilderness that I would not bring them into the land which I had given them, flowing with milk and honey, the glory of all the land. Though the phrase stands mostly for the promised land of Israel, talking about vegetation, fruitfulness, produce, we as Christians are promised a promised land as well, flowing with milk and honey. The words are not actually used, but we are, which our Savior purchased for us by his sacrifice on the cross. Jesus told the thief, today you will be with me in paradise. Heaven at the moment of death, and the new heavens and new earth, which vegetation will be sweet when that time comes. Most importantly, to be with our Savior, who had gone there before us and waits for us to come. Unlike Moses, that was not able to enter the promised land, Jesus was able to enter the promised land and was the first to eat of his fruits with a glorified body and everlasting life. And we as well are expected to have everlasting life and a glorified body when Jesus comes. But we are promised to have everlasting life at the moment of death if you are a Christian. Lord bless you, and I'll see you next program of Gain to Know Jesus. Bye.